Hey guys, what's up? My name is Clifton, and I am so excited that I've gotten my hands on a bottle of Belle Meade Cask Strength Reserve. So there have been a lot of whiskey events out here in Southern California, and I've noticed that Belle Meade has always been there, every single one. And the first one I went to, I didn't know much about them. I saw that they were like a Tennessee-based distillery. Thinking it was more like Jack Daniels or whatever, I passed on them for a while, but I eventually made my way there to their booth, and I tried a bunch of their like finished whiskeys. Like they have like a sherry cask finish, a Madeira cask finish. They have a lot of finished whiskeys, and they were good. Not gonna lie, I did really enjoy those. But they said that they had a cask strength option, but they had ran out at the first tasting I went to, and they said that their representative had gone out to a liquor store nearby to grab a bottle of it. So they'd be right back, and they'd be back in like 20 minutes. So I made sure to come back around, and I got my first taste of Belle Meade Cask Strength Reserve. And let me tell you, that was the highlight of the night. That has been about 6 months or so ago. I have not had a Belle Meade product since, so my taste may have changed. Who knows? So I'm going to open up this brand new bottle for you guys. So while I let this sit a little bit, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Belle Meade and this bottle. This is actually, I don't think this is the same batch that I had at the tastings. This is batch number 22, bottle number 483 if you're curious. But it's 58.15% alcohol, 116.3 proof. That's definitely, I know like the first batch of these were a lower proof, so this is definitely a higher proof than that one. So I'm excited to see, I love higher proof stuff. You guys know Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is like my gold standard of whiskey. I got this bottle for $55. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is about $60, and it's not available, but it's not, this was just on the shelf. I wasn't planning to pick this up. I saw it on the shelf. You know what? I figured for $55, I gotta have a bottle of this. So I think that is a perfect price point. I think a lot of barrel strength whiskeys are in that same price range, 50 to 60, maybe even up to 70. Like Booker's and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So I think that's a really fitting price point. Let's go ahead and, oh wow, I just got a whiff of that. Oh, all of those robust flavors. Now, like I said, I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, but I remember tasting this for the first time, and my little first thought was like, this has to be artificially flavored. There are so much ridiculous flavors coming off of this glass. There's no way they achieved this naturally, but let me tell you, now that I've learned more about it, absolutely. It's kind of overwhelming at first. I did have like a warm-up bourbon before I like started filming, so it's not going to be as overwhelming as if like you just started your night with this one, but it is a little it's so complex that like I can't just give you an opinion based off the nose on it. So we're gonna have to give it a taste. Don't mind if I do. Sorry, I'm just like taking in the moment of how transformative and on your tongue. This is an incredible whiskey. Coming back to the nose, I get a lot of oakiness that I missed the first go around because, again, I wasn't prepared for how intense the flavor profile on that was. I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. You guys know this, and a lot of you guys turned me on to Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. But not gonna lie, at least this batch of this Belle Meade Cask Strength takes the cake. This is my new favorite cask strength whiskey in my collection. You get so much of that dark caramel note that I adore about bourbon. I get a lot on Elijah Craig, but it's like amplified in this whiskey, and it's combined with like you do get some fruitiness, like almost like, but not like a fresh apple, which I get a lot on a lot of other whiskeys I've reviewed recently. It's like a baked apple pie in a glass, if I can explain it that way. There's so much desserty, bready qualities on this, and it's a pretty high rye mash bill. It's 64% corn and 30% rye, and the rest malted barley. So it's pretty high for most standards. I mean, I know there's definitely higher ones out there, but I'm just shocked. And one final statement about the people at Belle Meade at these tastings: they have been some of the nicest, most passionate people I've seen talk about their whiskey and their heritage. I haven't been to Kentucky yet, and I'm sure the people at the distilleries there are just as passionate, but I'm talking about the representatives that come to these tasting events across the country. The people at Belle Meade have been so friendly, and they've told us their story, and you know what? They're very upfront about the fact that they do source their whiskey but they are really passionate about the product and their brand. So kudos to Belle Meade for just being straightforward with what they do. I think that's the biggest thing I admire in them, other than the fact that they make the best cask strength whiskey I own. So that about does it for my review of this. As you can tell, I absolutely love it. And if you see this on the shelf under, I would say under $70, grab a bottle, try it. Even if you're not familiar with Belle Meade, maybe if you've never tried some of the older MGP stuff, grab a bottle. You will. I have not heard anyone that's tried this that's been disappointed. Try it at least once. I promise you, you're going to get so much flavor in your glass when you pour one of these that you're going to say, oh, now I get why there's expensive whiskey in the world. You know, you can try all the Pappy you want of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, but once you try a really good cask strength bourbon, you're going to realize that there's so much more to explore. That's where all of my money goes now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this review, I'm going to put a playlist right at the end of this video where you can see my other whiskey reviews. And if you're new here, I would love if you could subscribe and like this video and all that jazz. It just really means a lot to me putting these videos out each week and doing live streams. Just hearing feedback from you guys and comments really does mean a lot. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm here to help you drink good whiskey. Cheers.